All right. So the tech job market is not cooked, it's just changing. So I always see these posts, these videos about the tech job being doomed, being cooked, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, artificial intelligence is going to replace me, this and that," right? So so I'm going to tell you who I am. So I'm someone who has been through this grind. So I've created the apps, or have sent out the apps, I've created the projects, I've went through the rejections, and I have had internships at both Apple and Verizon. So let's do a reality check really quick. So the market is still hiring. So most employers plan to hire interns this fall, and then spring, and then next summer as well. Same goes for full-time jobs as well. So it's cooled but not collapsed. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The tech hiring has dipped, but it's not vanished as to the point where people portray it. um so changing priorities, right? So senior roles are exploding. Like every company wants senior level developers, and if you're watching this, you're probably not a senior level developer, and entry levels have gone down. So we're going to talk more about this and how you can increase your chances, right? So market shifts, right? So AI driven layoffs and hiring shifts are causing this uncertainty. So demand will stabilize in unexpected sectors such as healthcare, finance, and infrastructure. Now let's map the market, okay? So stop saying it's dead and look beyond big tech. Stop looking at Microsoft, stop looking at Apple, stop looking at Google, stop looking at Amazon. Instead, look at startups, look at health tech, look at governments, look at local companies, fintech, internal tools. I'm telling you, there's so many positions. If you go on Handshake, LinkedIn, wherever, I have a whole video dedicated on where to find these internships and jobs on the channel. But you have to look for them, right? You can't just apply to 10 and not hear back, or get rejected from one and stop applying. Like, what type of mindset is that, right? um, and then a multi-channel attack, okay? So job boards, Handshake, GitHub lists, engineers on LinkedIn to get those referrals. Again, I talk about this a lot, but don't just ask for the referral and come off as needy. Instead, build that relationship, talk about their interests, and see where they're going. And then you can pitch, hey, yeah, I'm also looking for a job. Is your company hiring? Just make it as natural. So ask for those referrals, join Slack groups, join Discords. There's a bunch, and then those programs like CodePath and Breakthrough Tech are really good as well. Um, but yeah, the resume strategy you want three versions. That This is the format I rock: the front end, back end, and then the data slash general. So that's the setup I run, and then tailor it. So you want a strong headliner with two bullets per resume. So this is honestly optional, but I do recommend tailoring the bullet points. So I will create another video on how to actually do the resume and what helped me get those internships. So I will go over that video in the future. So subscribe if you are interested in that, and also check the top link in the description. It gives you a full guide on how I got my internships and how you can too. It's completely not what people think. But yeah, and then volume, right? Spam apply. So volume plus relevancy wins. The more applications, the more shots you shoot, one of them is bound to go in. Work smarter. So automate the boring. Use tools like Simplify to fill out those forms, right? Your regular information, like your name, your birth date, your country, all of that is not going to change. So just use those tools. Again, people are developing these tools left and right. You just have to search for it. The one I use is called Simplify, and just autofill it and then do it right. And then humanize connections. This is one I struggle on personally, but if you can write customized notes to recruiters on like LinkedIn, or if you have their contact or something, that really makes a big impact. And then ship real projects, like deploy something that's small but useful. Okay, now if you can create revenue from your project, that's even better, but if you can't, just make it useful, right? No one wants a like snake game, bro. Like there's a million snake games out there and no one's looking for that stuff. Instead, create a tool that, I don't know, like makes you send messages with the tap of a button or whatever, right? You can brainstorm with ChatGPT and come up with those ideas, and then practice constantly or consistently and constantly. So 30-minute practice daily of leak code versus last minute marathons do win. I did it the other way around, which I go over in my guide. Again, top link in the description. But I hope I hope you guys are taking the other way. And then track and pivot. So track everything. So use just a simple Google sheet, and keep track of your applications. I typically, so what I do is you can use Google Sheets or you can use Notion, but what I do is I just like keep a tally. So I'll apply and then I'll tally that and then apply and tally that. So after every 10, I just update the counter and then I have a goal set for the month and then I have to meet that goal. So it kind of makes it like a game, you know? So it's pretty nice there. And then save those rejections. Okay, I have a whole folder of those rejections, and bro, those came in so clutch when I was applying, because those give you that motivation to keep going and keep going. Pivot to demand, right? So we see that infrastructure, cloud, embedded systems, and then industry verticals, all those are picking up pace. AI, right? You have to pivot to those. You can't just be stuck in front end development. Like, barely anyone wants a pure front end developer these days. They want someone who can code everything, right? And the meta, like 1 to 2 years ago, would be like full stack, right? And now the meta is like, you have to know front end, you have to know back end, you have to know cloud, you have to know data, you have to be like a wizard, right? So just learn everything and just set yourself apart. So the market changes, so should you, right? So opportunities are still there. Just be flexible, network aggressively, ship projects, and companies are hiring for impact, not the hype. So again, this is gonna wrap it up. Again, I'm